everyone. Today we're going to take a look at deep scratches. Scratches that have gone through the clear coat into the base coat. Now there's one way to take care of it fully, and that would be to sand it down, repaint it, but we're not bodymen, we're detailers. So as detailers, we can hide it, we can mask it, we can make them look a little less hideous. I'm going to show you how to do that today. This is going to be on a vehicle with very hard clear coat, difficult clear coat that fights you just about all the way. And there's another aspect to think about, and that's going to be communication with your customer, expectations. Dealing with expectations when you have scratches, blemishes, damage through the clear coat, where the one way to correct it, or the one way that we can help it anyways, is to hide it a bit. All right, let's take a look at this. With this color, I'm going to have to get at the right angle and use the light so you guys can see this. Right there, I believe you can see it. It's a V-shaped scratch in some areas, definitely through the clear coat. 2 or 3 areas it's through. It's very uneven. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with 1000 grit. We're going to shave a little bit off. We're not going to go crazy. But if anybody has worked with Corvette Stingrays of this year, you're going to know what it's like to work on stubborn clear coat. It's a bit hard. So we're going to start off with 1000 grit. I have a magic eraser here, and we're going to wrap the 1000 grit right around there. That's going to be our sanding block, and we'll get to it. This step will not take very long. I just want to take a little bit off. I want to get it started before we jump to the 3000 grit. What we want to watch for here is take a look at the texture of the clear. Does it have heavy orange peel? Does it have the orange peel effect? If it does, that's something you can keep an eye on. You don't want to take that down and make that perfectly flat. You're only going to attract more attention, so to speak, to the area. So we'll take a little bit off. We'll get the jagged areas in and around the scratch, round it off a bit. That will stop the reflection of the light coming in the scratch and make it less noticeable. Finished with the 1000 grit, we're going to jump to 3000 grit right here. I have that on a Trizac disc that's attached to a foam block. Now from here, we're going to make the area larger, 2 or 3 inches on either side or up and down from the last area. That blends it in a bit. Not very much pressure, light pressure. I'm on an angle so I can keep an eye on it at all times using the light. Do a few passes, stop. Remove the residue, get the right angle, use the light, check the area. Keep doing that if you have to until the 1000 grit sanding marks are completely removed. Then it's time to move on to the next step. As you can see, it's taking me a few passes to get where I want to be. I'm going to take a little bit off, remove the residue, check the work, and if I'm satisfied, then I can move on. By the way, this clear coat can even make wet sanding difficult at times, so just be prepared for that. That is about where I want to be, but before I move on, I'm going to grab the camera, bring you guys in, give you an idea of what it looks like at this point. From where I was sitting, the angle I had with the light, I could see that there are 2 areas that are completely through the clear coat that are going to show, but you're going to have to have your nose just about right up against the car and be at the perfect angle with the light to see that. We're going to use Car Pro Clear Cut. I'm using a Roops coarse pad. It's what's needed for this clear coat to get anything done. Like I said, it's very stubborn. So we're going to get started here, and we're going to remove those marks from the 3000 grit paper, and we're going to start to bring clarity back into the area. A little bit of pressure, a little bit more than normal. Slow, exaggerated arm movements, but we do want to keep the pad moving. This short low pro pad does generate a little bit of heat, even with the exhaust holes cut into it. So we want to keep it moving. We don't want to bring a lot of heat into the area and damage it even more. Heat comes with a ton of pressure and running the speed of the tool all the way up against red line, which is unnecessary and ridiculous. I have two fingers on top of the tool, applying pressure. I have the speed at 3 or 4, so that's just a little bit less than halfway. And I'm letting the tool do the work, just guiding it with both hands. Every once in a while, I'll catch one of the guys hanging off of their polisher, applying tons of pressure, and I'll have to correct it. There is no use for that. No wonder they're tired by the end of the day, and all that does is cause problems and lead to mistakes. Here we fix a ton of blemishes by color sanding as far as we can go, and just finish out with a polisher. We're not on the polishers really all that much, and that keeps the temperature down and really saves the clear coat a lot of stress. It's the safest way to fix or correct clear coat. It's the quickest way, and if you know what the hell you're doing, you're not going to take any more clear coat off than if you'd be hanging off a machine raising the temperature to 140 degrees. Alright, that's going to do it. I'm going to get the residue off of here. I'm going to grab the camera real quick, bring you guys in close, show you what's left over, and you really have to be at the right angle with your nose almost pressed up against the fender to see anything. There's one spot that's really visible. I'm going to find it myself and then get my finger there so the camera focuses in, and then hopefully you can catch that. But that's really all that's left. Again, the guy's just getting into this. Go to a body shop, get some used panels, fenders, hoods, practice wet sanding, practice using the DA and rotary without raising temperatures. Alright, so one thing to remember, there's already damage in the area. There's already a kink in the armor. We don't want to grind on it with a rotary or a DA, really shave the clear coat thin and create more problems down the road. So if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.